Okay, Rudy here, 17th November. Welcome to the Daily Ninja Show. If you're new here, welcome aboard. This is where we go through the high risk, high reward shares, ETF, that surround this guy, the tank. So we use him to build a portfolio to ride this resource bull market. If you've never heard of him, I'll leave a video at the end. Okay, let's get on with it. So the tank, pretty solid day, up 0.9%. So we're looking at weekly candles here. So our share market, so we finished basically flat for the day. So maybe some support down here. The tank continues his outperformance of the Australian share markets. So what's pulling us back? So Commonwealth Bank, he's struggling to hold on to this support, so it looks like he wants to come down here. Same as Macquarie Group, being chopped up by their windmill projects. That's why they're getting hammered. They're losing money. Anyway, so America, how did America go? You hear all the noise about, the stock market's going to crash in America. Well, it doesn't look like it yet. NASDAQ, it's going to crash. It doesn't look like it yet. I don't know if you know, but Buffett in Berkshire Hathaway actually bought Google last month. Interesting, eh? Okay, so gold price, we'll go to a daily chart. Okay, so as I said on the weekend, you just want gold to stay above 4,000. Just trade in a range, that's all we need. Okay, actually here's one bit of an interesting one for you. So Bitcoin, don't usually cover him. Everyone's saying Bitcoin's finished. It was probably time for it to bounce then, isn't it? Anyway, it's hanging right on support here, but it wouldn't surprise me to have a bounce. A lot of people are short Bitcoin, so the boys that play the game will probably try and take their stops out. I don't invest in Bitcoin, just showed you for fun. So the XGD, our gold index, so pretty flat day as you would expect. So the miners ETF, it's my preferred gold exposure. So this is today. So these are buying. And interesting really, isn't it? Like if you had panicked when it's dropped and sold that day here, you'd now be having to pay up. So just proving buy and hold. Anyway, any drops are to be bought. GDXJ, so this is Friday. So basically when the gold price went down, it closed down and then finished up. So there's buyers. And interestingly, it filled this gap here. Gaps usually like to get filled. Anyway, it's buy the dips. That's the mantra. So the only stock that really had a bit of action, gold stock, was Vertex. They came out, their grades are getting better than expected on their mining. I'll leave a video at the end that goes through all our gold stocks that I did on yesterday. Okay, copper. So I'm going to do a bit of a deep dive into our ASX stocks. So this is the copper price, which is just banging on this resistance here at 5,000. So this is basically the demand, the deficit in copper. This is 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So we're going to need more copper to ride this electrification world. And a nice little interesting comparison which I think might be happening here. So what I've got, so this blue line is the gold price. So you can see it basically ran up to about 2000 and then just went sideways, 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 and then bang, broke up. So you see a bit of a comparison here. We ran up, sideways, 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 sideways. So what do you reckon? I don't think it's going to crash. So the ETFs were like, so Wire, which is the ASX one, it's got Sandfire BHP in it, forming a nice little flag here. So getting ready. CopJ is the other one, which is in America. So this has got a number of our copper producers, developers in it. So again, buy any dips. That was probably got a bit excited there, but it's still nice time to be buying rather than chasing this type of thing. Okay, so if we go through our ASX ones, so BHP, he's the king, he's the number one holder of In the Tank, MVR. So that's why the tank, wait till BHP starts moving, then the tank's going to get some extra V8 grunt in him. Anyway, Sandfire, so that's the biggest. BHP does iron ore, Sandfire's pure. So just quickly going through our copper producers first. So it says CopJ, and obviously it's in CopJ. Okay, so so A1M, AIS, AMI. So we've got here, they're the second cheapest in terms of so 25,000 tonnes per annum, 400k market cap. CSC, so they're a big player, 10 billion market cap. So and a beautiful little wedge going on there. DVP, so they're a bit of a min-res. They do mining services. They're just ramping up a big zinc copper project, and they got another one going. 1 billion market cap, so it's a pretty big boy. I went a bit early there, so it's trying to find a bottom here. So if you I just want to, so I won't give it another buy yet until it can come back up here. But good projects. HGO, so they're the cheapest producer, and 29M, they're another small producer. So they're all the producers we got. Then we got some developers. So we got CNB, so they're in CopJ. CVV in CopJ. Actually, someone asked me about this one. So these are the best times to buy things, when they've just broken out of their wedge and they consolidate. Then sometimes you just got to sit there and wait for this. So if you're in it, it's a hold, but you can see there's a bit of a shooting star there. If you're not in it and it can pull back to 21, then 2021, then that's probably a good time to accumulate, or just buy the ETF. Then you got them all in there. That's why I prefer the ETFs, because you just got them all in there. Okay, CST. So that's, they didn't do a consolidate. I haven't got a buy on them. I missed that. Firefly. So they're another developer. Hot Chili. So they're another developer in Chile, of course. So that still looks good. Have. Okay, so this is the other thing now. So you can see with copper, the big boys know what's going on. So they're throwing some money. They threw some money into Have to help them get a giddy up and taking some equity as that. But you can see, so it broke, consolidate, and then whack. PSC, that's another developer. Zambia. So I'd wait well, if you love it, you'd buy it now, but again, just buy the ETF. QML, so they're another developer. So they come back, finding support here. So actually, I should probably, if you're going to have a punt. Okay, in terms of a few explorers, we've got AZY, CAE, CBE. I think you can see they're all starting to wake up now, waiting for that copper price. CY5, so they're coming back to this breakout level. PEX, so they're in New South Wales, another explorer. RMI, that's another explorer. And TTM, just consolidating there in Ecuador. Alright, so that's our deep dive into our ASX. So we'll go through the other commodities. So uranium. So uranium spot price just sitting there. So this, as I said before, if you haven't heard, most of the big boys they do long-term contracts at around $90. They're contracted out. So the spot market, which is this, doesn't get used a lot for people buying and selling. And the reason is that the utility companies, they need certainty of price. And what I'm sort of finding out is that new contracts are sort of being done with like we'll do it at spot, but with a floor price of 75 and a ceiling of 130. So in saying that, it's basically saying that what future deals are done at will have a floor of 75. So even if the spot drops, they'll still pay the floor. Interesting, isn't it? So URANIum, so that's the big boys, our ETF here. You just got to keep buying these dips. If we look at Cameco, so that's the one. So they're the world's second largest producer. They build the reactors. Got the big deal with Trump, $80 billion to build them. That's on support. It's going to bounce any day soon. Same as Kazaa, they're the world's biggest. There's other ones in URANIM, but they're the main ones. Just somewhere near a bottom. Same with URNJ. Just keep buying these bottoms, because I don't think it's going to drop much more from here. So same with Playdon. So you can see we're getting to the bottoms here, and I'm not going to be putting green arrows up here. Alright, so that's the uranium gang. Okay, the rare earth gang, so REMX. Okay, so we'll go to a weekly chart. So it's starting to get its giddy up, and you can see that through Linus. So Linus should have been buying these dips, buy the dips. So that looks like it's on its way up. MP Materials, that's the other big one. Well, you can't buy it here on the ASX, but it's in REMX, and it's also in XMED as well. Aluka, again, buy the dips. Hopefully you're getting the gist here. Okay, the lithium, take your medicine gang. Okay, so lithium space is starting to heat up. It's not driven, my understanding is it's not driven by electric car batteries, but it's by battery storage. BESS, I think they call it, which is getting some traction. So, and that's all. So Pilbara, I'm not saying buy that. There's no more green. If you're in it, hold it definitely. But it's getting a bit exy now. So it's only natural for things like this. What they can either do is pull back or just sit sideways and consolidate and like wait for the moving average to move up. Same with IGO. So you can buy it if you want, but I wouldn't. The times to be buying were back here. Liontown, same thing, that's at resistance. So just don't buy, just can consolidate or pull back. So it's a wait. If you hold, it's in XMET, so that's it. Buy the stuff that's down. Okay, the oil price. So what are we? That was an interesting little thing I saw. Goldman flags bullish outlook on China oil stockpiling into 2026. Yeah. I know there's lots of oil's going to go to $20. We don't need it. Electric cars. Mr. Space Cruiser. Breaking news: IEA says consumption could keep growing into 2050. OPEC. I don't know. There's stories everywhere. I personally just think it's undervalued, and the companies, like I wouldn't buy the oil as in buy the oil price or the gas price. I'd buy the companies because they still make good money, and the oil price is still, that's where it used to be, up. We're going to do a big wedge here, up, now into another wedge, natural gas prices, so they've sort of hit a targeted move, and so again consolidate or drop. So Woodside, so he's just hanging in there. Again, if you buy it now, you buy this thing for the next 10-20 years, pay you a 7% div, fully franked. If you buy it now, it could come back to here. Back here is where you should have been buying it. Santos. So Santos is pretty safe to buy now. Fuel. So the fuel ETF, that's your Shells and Exxons. They're all looking pretty good. And there's a few other, they're in the US ETFs, but just to give you, well, if you're over there. So OIH, oil services companies. So they've broken the dome. So they look pretty good. MLPX, this is actually advised to me by Mr. McCricket. Interesting, lovely little rounded bottom with a bit of a handle there. Invest in midstream energy infrastructure entities like pipeline. So they're sort of like an APAs, ETF of APAs. So, and XOP, that's another ETF over there. It's got oil and gas producers and a bit of refining. Again, nice cup and handle. Okay, so that's oil. Okay, in the others, okay, so I think we're looking at iron ore. So the iron ore price, it's looking like it might have found a bit of a bottom there. That's quite bullish for iron ore. So MGX, they're the one that had the rock fall. So these are just the pure play, the Fortescue pure play, FEX, they're sort of mining services and iron ore, CZR, they've got projects with Mr. Creasy. Anyways, lovely rounded bottom above resistance there. And GRR starting to look pretty attractive. Alright, so then we finish off with the girlfriend. Okay, so her handlers don't want to let her out at the moment. She was ready to go, and then they said, "Nah, you're not going anywhere." That's okay, as long as, if you got to understand, for history, she's never been above $50. It stayed above there. Like you can see, there's 50, never. There's 50, never. So it's pretty historical stuff that's happening right here, because we're now just holding. As long as she can hold above, they can whack it down here, maybe $49. Because just in case you didn't know, these silver producers, their average annual cost, AISC, is around $15. So their profit margin, just like the gold miners, is going through the roof. And people believe that 50 is the new level for silver and not 30. Yeah, you get the hint. So zinc doing alright, lead doing alright. So E2P mag, that's just silver ETF. So that was a buy. If it was me, I'd be buying at these levels. Silj, so she did the same. She started last Friday, that is, and finished up, coming into a bit of a wedge here. And if we look at the Silj over the silver price, so miners should be outperforming the physical price. So you can see that silver price has been going up faster than the silver miners. So this is the miners outperforming, and then a pullback, and now we want the up move. And just a little stat to finish it off with. So this is Silj over the tank, over MVR. Okay, we'll go to we'll stick with a weekly. So you can see, so Silj, so this going up means Silj is outperforming the tank, which I expect because he's a ninja. But you can see MVR, the tank, has been outperforming Silj since 13th of October. I expect this outperformance to continue. But just to show the tank, he can when he wants, he can hold himself pretty well against the ninjas. Alright, that's the wrap. See you tomorrow.